Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to take a quick look at two of my favorite stocks. This is going to be NVIDIA and AMD. As you guys are familiar, I am an electrical engineer, and these are the types of companies I enjoy researching. NVIDIA is actually my #1 position in my portfolio. AMD, depending on the day, depending on how my other positions can be, somewhere between my #2 to my #5 position, but it's usually in my top 5 list. So both these stocks are up today. NVIDIA is up 2.1%, AMD is up 1.5% on some recent news. A little bit of not a true partnership, but some way of their components being worked well with each other has kind of driven the stock price. So we're going to take a quick look at that today. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and check out the pinned comment where I have 10 free stock ideas that you guys can pick out right now. So right off the bat, and let's take a quick look at some recent news. NVIDIA is expected to report their earnings on November 17th of 2021, so a little bit less than a month from now, and AMD is expected to report their earnings October 26th, so next week. I'm definitely going to do a video, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure to remember, I'll probably be doing a live stream as well where we can all just listen to the call together and kind of ask questions around with the community, so make sure to join that and make sure to subscribe. So right now, NVIDIA kind of introduced a new generation of cloud gaming. And we're going to talk about this in a bit. But first, I think we should take a step back. And this actually ties up with AMD, and you'll see it in a second. But first, I think we should learn about GeForce Now. So NVIDIA has this platform or this subscription service called GeForce Now. GeForce Now gives the ability for the user who is subscribed to kind of rent out a stream or stream out a high performance computer. So let's say they're trying to play a AAA game right now. Let's say you're trying to exploit one of the newest games, one of the most intensive game out in the market right now. You need to have a high performance computer or high performance laptop. And these laptops and computers can go over thousands and thousands of dollars. So GeForce Now is the ability for, hey, you pay a monthly fee, you can pay a 6-month fee, and now you can rent out, in theory, you can stream NVIDIA's supercomputer and use their supercomputer to play these games. And all you're doing is kind of live streaming that feed. So there's a supercomputer out somewhere in the middle of nowhere that is playing the game, and now you're just kind of live streaming like you are at Netflix. So all you need is super internet to be able to do this. And this is great because I mentioned, right, some of these supercomputers are super expensive, and sometimes you got to keep updating. If you want the new graphics card, you want to keep updating it almost every 2 years. So that can be costly. So instead, you can either have a free membership with GeForce Now, which I think is completely nonsense. I have bad experience. I've actually used Priority, which is about $50 every 6 months. And now they just released a new version, which is the RTX 3080, which is $100 every 6 months. And we can see the new generation, you can play up to 1440p resolution and up to 120 frames per second. So that's a very strong computer. And the ability, and a computer like this, in all honesty, if you're buying a laptop or computer, this is probably going to cost you somewhere around $1,500 to $1,000 at current prices right now. And the great thing with GeForce Now is not only turns your cheap $100 laptop into a $2,000 supercomputer, it can also be done with a mobile, any type of mobile device, a tablet, even some of your TVs, streaming TVs, right? So important, and it can take any mobile device and make it into a supercomputer. So if I want to play a AAA game from my phone, I can do that now thanks to GeForce Now. So that's what it is. Many people kind of confuse it with the Netflix of gaming. The difference is here, you don't rent out, this is just renting out a supercomputer, right? Or having the super. You still have to buy the games individually. That's the thing. But still, it's a great concept because you don't have to go and buy $2,000 game laptops.
Do you want 10 free stock picks right now? Well, if you do, let's take a quick listen to today's sponsor, a great reason why I'm able to provide so much content to you guys for free. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. Go to fool.com/Jose to get your free 10 stock picks now.
So today on October 21st, NVIDIA released this new tier, which is the 3080 tier. This gives gamers, it's the more expensive, $100 every 6 months. This gives gamers the ability to have only the most supercomputer device available right now. And this is super strong because this is nearly 3 times the amount of horsepower compared to some of the biggest gaming consoles or current new generation consoles right now. So it's definitely a supercomputer. The reason AMD also went up is because NVIDIA announced that this supercomputer is powered by over thousands and thousands of NVIDIA's 3080 GPUs, and it's also using AMD's Threadripper CPU. So this is, it's just, I don't want to say the revenue coming from this is going to be a huge movement for both, and I don't think that's what's really moving the stock price. I think it's the overall publicity that, hey, NVIDIA and AMD are publicly working well on this kind of partnership right now. AMD investors are saying, see, NVIDIA is using our CPUs for their kind of super pods. So this is great news. It shows that AMD's data center CPUs are the way to go. And NVIDIA's stock price is going up because, hey, we have one of the best supercomputers out right now, and this is a great concept around it. So that's why I believe stock prices are up. I don't right now it's much is due to the revenue that they're able to collect from it. Is more a publicity stunt. So I think that's very, very interesting. Another thing I want to mention, this isn't the first time we've kind of seen NVIDIA and AMD kind of make a super team. Earlier this year or mid this year, we saw a supercomputer that was being built by a laboratory here in the United States that also used NVIDIA's GPUs and AMD's CPU as teamwork. So that's pretty cool to see. What I do think is this is super interesting because right now back to NVIDIA. I believe this is super good news for NVIDIA, right? Because right now they're just using these super pods for the gaming community. But let's say you want to be a content creator. I mean, there's so much possibility. Imagine the ability to be able to have a $100 laptop and rent out or pay like a monthly fee for GeForce Now and be able to work on some of the high performance softwares to do kind of animations, to do video editing, to do stuff for architecture and engineering. I feel like big companies instead of buying high performance computers, they can just save their money for their employees and kind of just rent out these super pods. So I think right now it's mainly for gaming, but the optionality of this going a lot further in life, and a lot further and hitting different business can definitely provide strong revenues for NVIDIA. And that's actually something I wasn't excited until today when I kind of start putting the puzzles together. Now let's take a quick look at stock prices. In my opinion, both AMD and NVIDIA are a bit overextended. That doesn't mean stock prices are going to continue to go down, and it doesn't mean I'm going to sell my position. It just tells me, Jose, if I want to enter a position right now, understand there might be a little bit more risk of a pullback, especially high volatility with earnings coming up. Directions can go any way. So go with the position I feel comfortable in. Right now, both of these are very big in my portfolio. So for me, it would just be dollar cost averaging here and there with a small position for both AMD and NVIDIA. If we take a look at fundamentals metrics, we can see EV to EBITDA for NVIDIA is pretty high compared to AMD. They kind of usually track each other really well until recently NVIDIA kind of broke up and just soared to the moon. Recently, NVIDIA has done a lot more, in my opinion, but I do believe both these, NVIDIA especially, is priced to ultimate perfection. At the end of the day, I do believe NVIDIA's stock price right now is cheap compared to where it will be in the next 5 years. Same with AMD. So this is more, hey, what do I feel comfortable investing right now? Do I want to get some skin in the game? Am I going to regret not getting in at these levels? Those are the real questions for me right now. It's more of a dollar cost averaging opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good night, and see you next time.